In this next little video, I want to talk about stuff that you should have with you on set for most calls. This will allow you to do all kinds of spontaneous jobs you hadn't anticipated, and will meet the kit requirements for the most part, for IATSE, for the film union. So that's a kind of a nice guideline. Of course, we all have our deviations from that. This is my special effects kit, and I'm going to show you the kind of stuff you need to carry. I've talked about these in my last video. These are washable stencils used for improvising body stencils, tattoos, things like this. A variety of stipple brushes. You can see that you can cut little bits from the stipple sponge off, and you can simulate effects like scratches and cuts and other kinds of effects. You can dip this with a little bit of red blood base makeup, and then you can do capillaries on the face, things like this for aging effects. This is a trauma wheel, which just got traumatized. I opened up. This is really nice. This is used for trauma simulations, and just having this in your kit allows you to mix your reds, your purples, and your blues together. If you want to do a splenic rupture or internal organ damage, this is great. But I've got some other stuff coming up that is actually even better. These are simulated, this is simulated abrasion blood. And after experimenting with different blood products, this is one of the new line of synthetics. And what you can do with this stuff is it comes out like a gel, and it's designed for high definition. It's designed for high definition work. So when you can see that kind of looks like I've nicked my finger, a little house of 3D. You can see that I've kind of nicked my finger there, and it's quite convincing, and it stands up to high def. So this is what I do for my blood solutions, and obviously if you're working on a film of some sort, you can get gallons of liquid blood, but you always need something like this in the kit, and I found this to be about the best solution. Obviously when you partner it with the trauma kit, you can do some great little effects. This is isopropyl myristate. This is a solvent you should always have with you. This is for removing things like plastic matte sealers. Prozade. Prozade is a great bonding agent. You can use it for all kinds of bonding purposes. Using it to attach whatever you like, devices and prosthetics to the face, all kinds of things like that. You always have to have your Prozade. This is barrier cream. Barrier cream is a silicone-based cream. This is for people with sensitivities, perhaps to various reagents you might have. So this just provides a barrier on the skin. You should always have that with you in your kit. Here's a cut segment of the stipple sponge. And next we will have a look at some powder. I always keep some setting powder. I've got setting powder in various kinds of containers. Some I use are silicone-based. Silicone-based setting powder comes from Cover FX. And regular setting powder, talc, I always carry that in different kinds of colors as well. But we'll get to that in a bit. This is a classic aging wheel, Ben Nye aging wheel. This is for doing lines and shadows, and then you can also do your capillaries and your age spots by blending these. This is also really great for contouring on the face, for classic contouring work. Then proceeding on, this is Ben Nye Mystic Blue. Mystic Blue is used for under eye circles. You talk about wedding makeup. Honey, I specialize in divorce makeup. I will get you a settlement that'll kick your butt. And you can just do it by just working this under the eye. And anywhere you want to add a little bit of ill tonality, you can even blend some in with the foundation for effects. When it comes to bruises, of course I do have a bruise wheel, blah, blah, blah. But well, I might as well show it rather than blah. This is a classic bruise wheel, Ben Nye. We were kind of steeped in this tradition, those of us that began back in the day, and it's great stuff because you can dial in the age of the bruise by using different colors, combinations of greens and oranges as it heals, as the blood resolves into hemosiderin and other pigments, bilirubin, where the red and the purples are used in the first few days of the bruise. That's when the blood is freshly accumulated under the skin. So that's a bruise wheel. But what I began to replace this with are these bruise gels. They come in different colors, yellow and, gosh, I don't know what that, oh, blue, and more blue for some reason, and green. And what else do we have? Red. So we've got red and green and yellow and blue, and these are bruise gels. And again, these are developed for high definition, where you really have to, it really has to be a bruise. It can't be Ben Nye bruise gel from 6 feet away, it might be a tight shot. So you can see that you can blend them in here, and I hope that's coming across nicely in this daylight. And this will come off with just detergent, and of course I've got my mirror state and acetone. But you can see that that forms quite a convincing kind of color, and then you can pair these to age the bruise. So these are bruise gels, and I don't find myself using my bruise wheel much anymore. It's kind of nice to have it, but the bruise wheel I would tend to use if I was doing live theater where I really wanted to pack it on. And even at that conveying bruises past the first 10 rows is pretty difficult. You have to do bruising scenes in Carousel or a cabaret when the Nazis beat up one of the cabaret goers, and you've got to do a bruise very fast for that scene, and you've got to remove it. So then I would still use a bruise wheel. Enough with the bruises. This is plains dust. You should, again, remember that I'm talking about stuff you always have to have in your kit. So either have the bruise gels or the wheel, but you have to have some way to do those effects. This is plains gel, plains dust, and this is used for simulating someone who's been dragged through the mud and had a fight scene with Steven Seagal. Or you can see that just. You can put this on in different ways, obviously, but you can put it on all over the face. And see, my hand looked like, I don't know what it looks like at this point. I'd have to add some green to have any logical. But you see what it does. So people are asking about what they can do to create kind of dirty effects. And you can just sprinkle this on a lot lighter, and you can get various dumpster diver looks. If you have to do a whole body that has that kind of gritty look, you have them roll around in some sand outside or mud. That works really, really great. They should have clothes that can withstand that sort of thing. An extra little portable blush brush I can use for application of powder and stuff. This is a glue stick, a kid's glue stick. This is great for gluing hairs down. It's washable and non-toxic. I've tried it for drag, and personally I don't like it, but a lot of people like it. So there you have it. And then various other types of stipple sponges for different densities and producing capillaries, aging effects, what have you. A dropper. Really important for decanting small amounts of solution, and I always keep a little detergent and cleanser. You never know what you just want to plain clean, and of course scissors, you have to have a scissor. So that's my basic chemistry kit. You can see that I've got everything I need in here. Somewhere in the midst of all of this, probably in another bag, is my spirit gum and spirit gum remover, which is just acetone. I wanted to show you this. This is a Ben Nye luminous white pigment. And why is it my special effects kit? Because anytime you want to boost eyes, especially for theater, which is one of the things I love, you paint this over the eye area first. You use this basically over top of the lid, all the way up to the brow. And then whatever makeup you apply over it, when the floods, when the house lights hit it, it reflects back through the shimmer white, through the color, and it amps the color. It just blows it right off the map. So I always keep a little bit of this on hand for any kind of live. Also runway work, depending on the look. If anytime you want to pop the eyes at distance, where you've got lighting, you use a luminous base underneath your colors, then you apply your colors normally over top of it. And then I have some mineral powder, and I don't know how this ended up in here, but I think the idea was that it was just handy at some point for some shoot. Latex. You always check for latex allergies by putting a little dab on the inside of the forearm. So I always make sure I've got a little latex with me to do aging makeup, aging effects. Just a few color cream bases, and setting powder, and extra paper towels, and Vaseline, and here's my spirit gum, jump ship. And I have pretty well everything I need. If I have anything special that I'm doing for clown makeup or something, sometimes I keep things like a red pencil and some strong lipsticks in here so that I can do clown lips and clown makeups. And then a few extra sponges, which are a little dirty. They haven't been used on anyone, but I just use them for kind of mixing and mashing gunk in my special effects case. I may want to create different... and then a little hair clip, so it's handy. So if I'm just working with effects, I can do some clipping. These are my grease-based foundations, and my things like, this is Ben Stein Clown White. This is terrific for clown makeup and for drag. And in my drag tutorial, I'll show you how to put this to good use. You never want to be without your Ben Stein Clown White. You also do aging effects. You take a comb, or you could use a mascara wand, and you can run it through the brows and the hair and the mustache, and you can create instant aging effects that, if you do it with some delicacy, actually withstand fairly rigid photography. Um, these are my favorites, my babies. These are Kryolan pan sticks. These are Mayron, excuse me, all credit where it's due. When Max Factor stopped releasing pan stick in Canada, I switched over to these Mayron. And you can see that they've got all these different colors, and by blending these are my grease base foundations, and I use these for drag, for stage, for theater. And they provide such good coverage, and they're oil-based, so they're waterproof. So you can use them on film for wet shoots. I know artists that have used this for a number of film. So never dispute the value of a good oil-based foundation.